Have you ever experienced a shadow that wasn't quite yours? Those eerie moments when your perception blurs and the line between light and darkness seems too thin. Welcome, you seekers of the midnight hour, to Midnight Vibes, where the veil between our world and the next grows thin. Tonight, we venture to the heart of Florida, not to the swampy Everglades or mysterious Space Coast, but to the unassuming town of Lake Wales, known more for its tranquil lakes and lush citrus groves than tales of terror. It's here in this seemingly peaceful town that an ordinary suburban home becomes the setting for an extraordinary haunting. Join me as I share with you a tale of chilling encounters with shadowy apparitions that might make you think twice before stepping into the sunlight. This is the story of the Florida Shadow House. Imagine a bright, sunny day in Florida, the kind of weather that lifts your spirits and fills you with a sense of optimism. Now picture a modest single-story house in a quiet neighborhood in Lake Wales, Florida. Here, the lawn is well maintained and the paint is fresh, giving no hint of the darkness that lies within. It's in this house that our story unfolds. The year is 1991, and Alan Munn has just moved in with his partner and their 2 children. He's excited about the new beginning, ready to fill this house with laughter and warmth. Little did he know that this house had its own history, a past filled with shadows that would soon become his present. For the first few months, everything seems fine. The house is a little creaky, sure, and there are some odd noises that can't be explained. But Alan shrugs it off as the quirks of an old house. Then one afternoon, as Alan is relaxing in his living room, he notices something strange. In the corner of his eye, he sees a dark, smoky shape sitting on his couch. At first, he thinks it as a trick of the light, or maybe a stray branch from the oak tree outside, casting an eerie silhouette. But as he watches, the shape remains motionless, perfectly still. Confused and a little unnerved, Alan tries to shake off the unsettling feeling, tells himself it's just his imagination playing tricks. But the sightings don't end there. Over the next few weeks, Alan starts seeing these shadowy figures more frequently. They appear in the living room sitting on furniture, in the dining room, pacing back and forth, even in the bedrooms. It's not just Alan who sees these apparitions. His partner and friends also witness these strange phenomena. They describe the figures as dark, smoky shapes, lacking any distinct features, faces, or expressions. The figures seem to be stuck in some sort of time loop, repeating the same actions over and over again. Adding to the mystery is the fact that these sightings occur in broad daylight. When the sun is shining and the windows are open, these shadowy figures seem most active. The daytime hauntings make this case stand out from many others. Usually, such paranormal activity is associated with nighttime when shadows are long and ambiguity is high. But here in Lake Wales, Florida, the shadows come alive even when the sun is at its zenith. What makes Alan's experience even more perplexing is that he cut and shake off the feeling that these shadows are watching him. There's a sense of malevolence in their presence, as if they're not just figments of his imagination, but are truly sentient beings observing him, studying him. This feeling of being watched, of having every move monitored, adds a layer of paranoia and dread to Alan's life. To make matters worse, the sightings don't remain limited to Alan's waking hours. He begins having vivid nightmares too. In these dreams, he finds himself face to face with these shadowy figures, but they seem more solid, more real. Their silence is deafening, their intentions unclear. Are they benevolent spirits seeking to communicate, or malevolent entities looking to harm? Daylight brings no respite. Alan's days are filled with the constant unease of knowing that he's being observed, that there are unseen eyes on him even when he's surrounded by the normalcy of his daily routine. The Florida Shadow House becomes more than just a dwelling. It turns into a prison of sorts, trapping Alan in a cycle of fear and uncertainty. As the weeks go by, the frequency of these sightings increases. Alan can't remember a time when he felt so constantly on edge. The once inviting home now feels like a haunted labyrinth filled with lurking shadows and silent observers. It's as if the house itself is holding its breath, waiting for the next apparition to materialize. In a desperate attempt to find answers, Alan reaches out to paranormal investigators. They conduct various experiments, using electromagnetic field meters to detect any energy fluctuations and trying to establish a dialogue with any potential spirits in the house. But their efforts seem to go unheard. The house remains silent, offering no clues as to the nature of these apparitions or their connection to the house. Undeterred, Alan decides to delve into the house's history. He combs through public records, speaks to the previous owners, and researches any historical accounts of the area. But his search yields no significant results. There's no record of tragedies or deaths within the house's walls, which leaves Alan's questions unanswered. Over time, the sightings become less frequent, but they never cease entirely. Alan grows accustomed to the idea of unseen observers sharing his living space. He learns to live with the fear, the constant awareness that he's not alone. Years pass and Alan's story fades into local folklore. A chilling tale whispered by residents of Lake Wales, Florida, but never widely publicized. The press doesn't pick up his story, and Alan's encounters with the shadowy figures become a thing of hushed conversations and skeptical glances. The house continues to stand quietly in its quiet neighborhood, its facade betraying none of the ghostly drama that unfolds within its walls. For those who believe, the sightings in Lake Wales, Florida, are a reminder that the supernatural isn't bound by time or reason. And for those who doubt, the case remains an intriguing, albeit terrifying enigma. But why does this story matter? Why should you, a seeker of the midnight hour, care about a shadow seen in the Florida sun? Perhaps it's because in the relentless pursuit of a rational explanation, we often overlook the simpler truths. Alan's story is a testament to the power of the unexplained. It forces us to confront the limits of our understanding, reminding us that not every shadow can be explained, and not every sighting can be rationalized. In a world that demands proof and evidence, Alan's experience stands as a beacon of what can't be measured, a reminder that the human experience extends beyond the tangible. By sharing these stories, we open up a space for the mysteries of life. We acknowledge that there are things beyond our understanding, and that's okay. Now, I want to hear from you, a seeker of the midnight hour. What do you think happened to Alan and those shadowy figures? Do you think they were residual spirits, fragments of energy stuck in a loop? Malevolent entities feeding on Alan's fear, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And while you ponder these questions, allow me to guide you further into the realm of the paranormal. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe. Each new episode brings a fresh tale of horror and the macabre, ensuring that your journey into the night is always filled with surprises. Till we meet again under the pale moonlight, remember, sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we can't see. Stay safe, dear seekers of the midnight hour, and may your shadows remain in the darkness where they belong. Good night.